First of all, obviously, thanks to Emerald for putting on the event this evening. It's great that 80 to 100 people have come out on a frosty, foggy London night to talk about strengthening the research ecosystem, which is the subtitle of this particular event, major part of Academic Book Week, and also signalling Emerald's own commitment to, as they themselves say, trying to create the future of academic publishing, whatever that may be. The one thing I'd always stress in launching anything like this is when we talk about the research ecosystem is not uniquely British. There's no point in thinking about this subject at all without extending beyond the UK to the wider world, particularly the transatlantic world. One of the problems very often with these sorts of things is that because British academics, British universities have become inevitably obsessed by things like the REF and the TEF, British policy tends to dominate the conversation more than actually healthy, when most people's actual research is part of an ecosystem, a scholarly ecosystem, an intellectual ecosystem that is, if not global, certainly transatlantic. And I think all kind of conversations of this sort need to reflect that. This evening we're talking about a range of very important issues. We've asked people to think about issues to do with impact, to do with innovation, and to do with interdisciplinarity, all three of which are much spoken about. Whether they're actually done as much remains to be seen, and that's one of the things we want to get the audience tonight to think about. I think it's a hugely important topic. One of the frustrations, I think, in many people is that there's been an awful lot of talking over the last decade about academic publishing, changing its direction, but actually large chunks of academic publishing, particularly in the books world, are pretty much unchanged from when I started the industry in 1983. And we hope to tease that out as the evening goes on. It's a very important moment for British-based academic publishing, which has been a very successful part of British scholarly endeavour for the last 50, 70 years, really, a major part of what goes on in this country. And I think the emergence of some new imprints in recent years has been, again, really good for everybody. Although that said, if you look at the arts and social sciences as opposed to the sciences, what's striking is how dominant names that were dominant in the 1980s still are in 2016, 2017. I think tonight we hope to lead the audience to some interesting conclusions. We hope to get them to think quite hard about the concrete as well as the ideal, to think what pragmatically would you actually want to see happen to do now in January 2017. As we're thinking about, to come back to the British experience, the Research Excellence Framework of 2021 and then on to 2026, so there's a strong steer that academic books, will be expected to be submitted in some open access form in 2026. So I think there's all to play for at the moment. I think it's great that Emerald have done this. I think Academic Week has been one of the really successful outcomes of the Academic Book of the Future project, the AHRC British Library project that's just come to an end, and its report will come out later on this year. And I wish everybody connected with this all the best, and I hope that the evening will live up to an awful lot of thought that lots of people have put into it in setting it up. And let's hope we have a really interesting discussion where people can politely but respectfully agree to disagree, as I'm sure they will.